welcome back everybody. Today is day 2 of Advent of Code 2022 and we are playing rock, paper, scissors. So I've already read this, so I'm just going to kind of explain it, but I do recommend if you want to, if you're doing the Advent of Code, I obviously recommend that you read it and try to understand the problem for yourself. Basically in this problem we're playing rock, paper, scissors. And we are given a encrypted strategy guide here. And basically what we want to do is we want to return the total score if we play according to our strategy guide, right? So what we're going to do to calculate the score is we're going to add the shape we selected. So 1 for rock, 2 for paper, 3 for scissors, plus the score of the outcome. 0 if we lose, 3 if we draw, and 6 if we win. So in this example, we can see that if these are our 3 rounds, the first column is going to be our opponent, the second column is going to be us. Okay, so let's look at this round right here, right? So our opponent chooses rock, and we choose Y, where Y is going to be paper here. So we know that Y is paper here. So our opponent chooses rock, we choose paper. So we win this round, right? So since we win, we're gonna add 6 to our score. And since we chose paper here, it's because we chose paper, we're gonna add 2. So 6 because we win and 2 because we chose paper. So we have a total of 8 for that round. So we go to the second round. So in the second round, our opponent chooses paper, we choose rock, so we lose, so we get 0 plus 1 because we chose rock, right? And then third round here, so both me and my opponent is going to choose scissors, so it's a draw, so we have 3 plus 3 because we chose scissors. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add up the score for our input and then print out the total score and submit that for the answer. So let's kind of walk through how we're going to do this real quick. All right, so I've kind of drawn this out to be a little guide, and basically over here we've got our opponent's key. So A is going to be rock, B is going to be paper, C is going to be scissors. Right here, we've got our input. So this is my opponent's play, this is my play, so on and so forth. And then here we've got our little dictionary / guide. So if we play rock, we get 1 and rock is X. If we win, it's a 6. If we draw, it's a 3. If we lose, it's 0. So what we're gonna do is for every round, we're going to add up our sum, right? So we can have a sum start off. We can have a sum start off at 0. And then for every round, we can calculate what happens, right? So, okay, so our opponent is going to play rock, right? And then we are going to play paper. Y is paper. So rock versus paper. Okay, so paper beats rock. So for sure, we're going to add 6, right? Because we win, but also we're going to add 2 because we choose Y here, right? So plus 2. So 6 plus 2 is going to be 8. So we'll add that to our sum and then we'll continue on. So for this one here, our opponent plays paper. We play rock. Okay, so we're going to lose. Paper beats rock. So we get 0 plus, since we choose rock, X, we're going to add 1, right? So 0 plus 1. So that's going to end, our sum will now be 9. And then we go to the last round. So our opponent plays scissors and we play scissors because we played C, so scissors. So we're going to draw. So we get 3 plus, since we choose scissors, we also get 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So 9 plus 6 is going to be 15. Right, so that's the score. So that's pretty much the idea. Let's go ahead and code this up. All right, so what I'm going to do real quick is just add a comment. So for our opponent, A is going to be rock, B is going to be paper, and C is going to be scissors. For us, it's going to be X is going to be rock, Y is going to be paper, and Z is going to be scissors, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a dictionary, right? So the dictionary is basically going to have the possible scores. So we can call it score dictionary, and it'll be a dictionary hash map. And we're going to start with, okay, so let's say our opponent plays A and we play X, right? So we both play rock. So we are both going to, so it's going to be a draw. So that's going to map to a 3, right? Because if we draw, it's a 3. Okay, so now if our opponent plays a rock and we play a Y, which is paper, then we win. So we're going to get 6. And then if our opponent plays a rock and we play scissors, which is a Z, we lose. So we get a 0, right? So basically we're going to do this for all of the possibilities. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it. Okay, so now our opponent will play paper right there, and then right here our opponent will play scissors, C. Okay, so if opponent plays paper and we play rock, or we lose, so our opponent wins. If our opponent plays paper and we play paper, then it's a draw, so 3, which leaves if they play paper and we play scissors, then we win, so it's a 6. And you can kind of see, so it's kind of a trend. So if we draw here and lose here, then we're going to win here, right? Because if our opponent plays scissors and we play rock, we win. So that means we're going to draw, we're going to lose here, and then we're going to draw here. And then, yep, so that's going to be our score dictionary. And then we're going to have our choice dictionary. And our choice dictionary is just going to be if we choose X, then, which is rock, then we get 1 point. If we choose Y, then we get 2 points for paper. And if we choose Z for scissors, we get 3 points, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to loop through the input file. So for line and file, we're opening the file up here, same as we did yesterday. So for line and file, we're going to say our opponent and me are going to equal, and then we're going to split the line, which will split at the space. So opponent and me are going to equal line dot split. So this will just split up the line. So if our line looks like A and X, then our opponent will be A and we will be X, right? So that's all that's doing. And then what we want to do is we're also going to add a score variable and start that off at 0. And then we can say score plus equals. So score equals plus equals just means score equals score plus whatever we want to add it to. So score plus equals, and then we're going to get the score dictionary of the opponent and me plus the choice dictionary of just me. And that should add up our score. And then at the very end, we're going to print out our score. So remember, for the example, this was what we were given, and the score was 15. So let's run this to make sure it works. So we're going to Python day 2 solution, run that. So yep, so 15, so that's our score. So I'm just going to go grab the real input, and then we can get our answer. Copy this and put it in here. Save that. And then we're going to run it again. We get 12,645. So I'm going to copy that. So, and now I'm going to paste it in here and submit it. And we get the right answer. So now we can continue to part 2. All right. So on part 2, basically we find out that X, Y, and Z do not decide what we play, it decides what happens. So X means we need to lose, Y means we need to draw, and Z means we need to win. So in the same example, so if our opponent plays rock, A, and we need to end the round in a draw, Y, then we also have to choose rock, right? So again, if we draw, it's going to be +3. And if we choose rock, it's going to be +1. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to decide what we choose depending on whether we're supposed to win, draw, or lose, right? So for a second round, our paper chooses B, and we have to lose, right? So if we lose, we get 0. And if our opponent plays B, which is paper, and we need to lose, then we need to choose rock because paper beats rock. So we get a score of 1 for rock, 0 for losing. So a total of 1. In the third round, you defeat your opponent's scissors with rock. So if we win, we get a 6. And since our opponent played scissors, then we have to win with a rock. So we get 1 for playing a rock. All right, so you'll notice that we have changed a little bit. Nothing changes for our opponent, nothing changes for our input, but for our decision guide. So X now means that we lose, Y means that we draw, and Z means that we win. So if we play a Y, we already know that we're going to get at least +3, but then we have to determine what we need to play in order to draw, right? So round 1, our opponent is going to play a rock, and we have to draw, right? So we already know if we draw, we get a 3. And to draw with a rock, we have to play a rock. So if we play a rock, we get 1. So 3 + 1 is 4. And then we move on. All right, so our opponent plays paper, B is paper, and we need to lose. So we get 0 for losing. And to lose against paper, we have to play a rock, right? Because rock loses to paper. So if we play a rock, we get a 1. So add 1. And this is going to be 5 now. So we keep going. In our last round, we get our opponent is going to play scissors, and we want to win. So we get 6 for winning. And to win against scissors, we're going to play rock, right? So beat scissors, we play rock. And rock is worth 1. So 6 + 1 is 7. 5 + 7 is 12. And that is what we needed on the input, right? So let's go ahead and code this out. There shouldn't be too many changes. Okay, so let's go ahead and add one more little comment. So a rock is worth 1. Sorry, let's do it this way. X is worth 1. Y is paper, which is worth 2, and Z is scissors, which is worth 3, right? So what we're gonna do, so X now means we lose, right? Y means we win. Sorry, Y means we draw, which is 3, and Z means we win, which is 6, right? Okay, so if our opponent plays rock and we need to lose, we have to play scissors, right? So if our opponent plays rock and we need to lose, what loses to rock? So if our opponent plays rock and we need to lose, we have to play scissors. So our scissors is 3, so we get 3. If our opponent plays rock and we need to draw, then we need to play rock as well, right? So rock is worth 1, so this is going to change to 1. And then, so if our opponent plays rock and we need to win, we're going to play paper, which is 2 here. And then, okay, so if our opponent plays paper and we need to lose, then we need to play rock. If our opponent plays paper and we need to draw, then we need to play paper, which is worth 2. If our opponent plays paper and we need to win, then we're going to play scissors, which is 3. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume that this is going to be 1, this is going to be 3, and this is going to be 2. And yeah, so let's go ahead and run this and see if we get the right answer. I'm going to save this first, run it. We get 11,756. So I'm going to copy that and paste it here and hope for the best. And there we go. We got the right answer. So day 2 is now complete. I hope everyone enjoyed this. I hope y'all are learning stuff, and I hope to see you in the next video. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe.